Supposed to go live at 3:30 p.m. It is 4:29, so basically 4:30 p.m. Why am I late, may you ask? I fell asleep thinking, yeah, I'll just fall asleep for 15 minutes. Hell no. I literally fell asleep exactly an hour. No alarm, no nothing, just woke up in it. I was like, an hour had went by. I was like, wow, okay. And honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you. A little public humiliation is a little fitting for spirit right now. I feel like that might help us like segue into what we might be talking about right now. Usually for every episode, I'm sorry, I look over my ladder. Usually for every episode, I have a list of downloads that we're gonna go over like predetermined by spirit, but sometimes spirit likes to, just put me on stage or just put me in front of a camera and not wing it, but like they kind of like to surprise me with downloads spot on. And I think that's what we're gonna do today. So yeah, but I kind of have a feeling I know what spirit's gonna have me talk about today, so that's gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little prayer or a little thing. Yeah. We're lifted, we're gifted, y protegido siempre, si se puede, si se puede. God bless you, God bless me, God bless we. I hope everyone is having an amazing Sunday. If anyone wants to know the day, if you're watching this, not live, but like on another day, it is, what day is it today? It's August 10th, 2025. So yeah, 4:31 p.m. on the dot. So yeah, I don't know if I should put this closer or further away. Anyway, we're on day 0 of Shadow Week, and today is Sunday, and today is officially episode 20 of the Shadow Reaches. So I just feel like something special is brewing for us today, this afternoon, as far as, hi love, as far as the downloads we're going to get today for our healing of our shadow self. If you guys are new here and you guys have not experienced live shadow work, what it is basically is we get more darker downloads that are maybe more uncomfortable, or downloads that are maybe tailored towards the sides of us that we don't like to talk about. It's more so rooted in probably like the darker things of childhood, darker things of younger adolescence, and we bring that up to heal parts of ourselves so we can evolve. You know what I'm saying? The motto of shadow work, or my shadow work, or the motto of Shadow Reaches is, we can't experience heaven until we conquer hell. So, all right, let's see. I don't know. I have like a whole bunch of downloads in this book collected from like 2023, that year and this year. So I don't know what page spirit's gonna have me look at. Okay. I don't know why I just got like really emotional reading this, but let's go. All right, so basically the first download says, well, I don't know why I'm like crying, but like it's deeper than what it reads, It says, pray for your loved ones whom are still plugged into the matrix. I'm gonna read that one more time. I'll let it sit. Pray for your loved ones whom are still plugged into the matrix. And I feel like I started crying, or I'm getting a little bit emotional reading this download, simply because it is almost a trend or a theme taught to us spiritualists, or people who are evolved on a higher level of consciousness, or whatever you want to call us, to ignore bots, or completely cut off family who aren't tapped in, or what I'm saying, like I remembered all during COVID, that's all they were like preaching, what I'm saying, like ignore your family who are too tapped in the matrix, ignore your family who, what I'm saying, they can't come, da 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 da. Let's analyze why we were so distant during COVID, and not because we were social distancing. not because we were social. We were distant in a social distancing time when we were actually more together in the house. The download says pray for your loved ones who are still plugged into the matrix, because some form of empathy needs to come back into the vessel, into the collective consciousness. I feel like there was a time where we had gotten very cold. And there's a reason for everything. Yes, I do feel like there is a reason why we, were cold, or, why we got distant, or we distanced ourselves from people, whether it had been because of ego or because we were really just learning, hey, well, now some people were already a little bit evolving before COVID, but COVID was a collective conscious riser for a lot of people who were exiting the matrix. But I want to discuss the flip side of it, because I feel like we should be meeting our loved ones who are still tapped into the matrix with more compassion. You have to put yourself aside, put your ego aside, put your needs, wants, like even your spiritual needs or wants aside sometimes, and look at the whole scope, the whole picture of things. Exiting the matrix, it can be a natural thing for some, and I feel like it's a natural thing for me and my collective. But even though it can be natural, it is still a choice. It is still a choice. It can be a choice of privilege sometimes, because some people aren't as privileged to leave the matrix. Thank you. Some people aren't as privileged to leave the matrix. You know what I'm saying? You have people who are so tapped in or so plugged into maybe their 9-to-5 job that they're using to feed their fucking family. So like their mental, even some people, don't get me wrong, there are some people with jobs who are unplugged. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying for the people who are still plugged in, there are some people who are so sucked into that 9-to-5 mentality that that stress and the thoughts of taking care of their family, to put food on the table, you know what I'm saying? New versions of depression that our family members are experiencing that they never experienced before, because COVID was a time where everybody was sat down and reflecting on certain things that they never really reflected before, because it gave us a time to sit down. Like some people had the exact opposite effect. Like a lot of us, we woke woke up, and you know what I'm saying, we went on our journey. And yes, that was dark, because waking up is not easy. But on the flip side, other people, yes, they reflected, but it was probably so painful for them to reflect on, like the thoughts, the memories, because when God sits you down in a period of time where you're not go, you can think about a lot of things. Some people's probably thoughts or thought realms or emotions were so heavy that physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, they could not afford to unplug from the matrix. You know what that requires of you to fully surrender to God and unplug from the matrix? It requires complete, it requires complete surrender. It requires complete faith in your higher self, God, and the collective consciousness in the higher realms and stuff like that in your life, in your path. It requires you to have a level of humility. It requires you to have a level of strength. And it has you have to have a level of not fearing the unknown. And a lot of people who are still plugged into the matrix can't afford to not fear the unknown, because they're fucking worried about how they're going to feed their family. The next step, they're in complete survival mode, okay? So if you have the privilege, let's say we're privileged, the people who woke up. We're privileged to the people who are tapped in to the collective consciousness, because you know why you're privileged? Because you were able to make that choice. And even though it is a choice, but you're privileged. And for the people who are tapped in, the people who are, elevated and were woken, I hate the word woke because it got popularized, but we could say for the people who are woke, for the people who are tapped into God consciousness, for the people who are on their path and following that path, you know what I'm saying? Use that privilege for good. Hi, love. Use that privilege for good. If you have the privilege of being awoke and not plugged into the matrix, use that privilege for good. Yes, some of your family members won't be unplugged. You want to know why? The reasons why I said it before. And if you know that, you know what I'm saying? Don't force their awakening. That's very traumatizing. To try to force someone to awake is almost like unplugging somebody when they're not ready. They could die. They could die physically. Literally, they could die spiritually. They could die like it's a very tedious process that's individual for every single person. You know what I'm saying? Because some people actually had the time to wake up, but they didn't unplug because of whatever reason that they had. So let's continue to pray for our loved ones who are plugged into the matrix, because they will have another opportunity to exit. They will have a, oh my gosh, I don't want to cry. They will have another opportunity to reawaken and join us spiritually and join us in the 5D. Just be patient with them and lead by example. Let me turn on the light, guys. Yeah, guys, just be patient and lead by example. A lot of people like to go on the bullying route. Like, oh, you're still plugged in, or you still think like, baby, first of all, if you're on this 5D consciousness for real, you know better than to judge too much, and you know other than to put yourself on a pedestal or above another human being. You know what I'm saying? So if you know that you got loved ones that are so plugged in, especially if you love them so much, pray for them. Lead by example. Keep being you. Keep elevating. Keep growing. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I'm sorry. Some of my neighbors are throwing water balloons off top of their balcony. You never know. Maybe consciously they want to still awake. That means they want to still unplug, but they're waiting for a good time, or they're waiting for it when it's safe. You know what I'm saying? Or they're really doing it gradually, and you're not paying attention because you're looking at from a little small point and not the bigger picture. You're not looking, oh wait, they stopped doing this, or hey, they actually tweaked this yesterday, or hey, they're listening more, or hey, they're changing their ways a little. Like, be patient with your loved ones. I'm not saying be completely patient with the ones that are fucking extremely toxic and abusive. We're not talking about those family members. We're talking about the ones who you know have the potential to be unplugged out of the matrix, but you know there's still some tweaks. Allow them to have grace, because God gave you fucking grace. God gave you, oh my gosh, don't cry, bitch. God gave you grace. God was patient with you. God gave you many chances and chances and chances when you fucked up. God gave you chances after chance after chance when you didn't answer your calling, when you didn't unplug, when you were supposed to probably unplug some years ago. God gave you so many chances to get on your path and to join us, or join the 5D, or the collective heaven consciousness, or the heaven on earth. God gave you multiple times to do that on a fearless note, but you decided to do it at the time you did. So if God can be extremely universally patient with you, you can be at least the most abundantly patient with your loved ones, okay? When it comes to them unplugging from the matrix, okay? We're gonna move off that down a little, because that one was very strong. I'm really surprised I didn't cry, because I got a little choked up when I was reading that, because it's like, it is scary to unplug from the matrix and then see your loved ones still plugged in, because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm by myself, or oh my gosh, I want them to be with me. You know what I'm saying? You can't force it. You have to just surrender, you know? I have no news to you. I have news to you, guys. There is no God. There's just you and your choices. Yes, there is a perspective, and I welcome your perspective. There is us. There are our choices. There are our higher selves. You know what I'm saying? Your belief in God is obviously your choice, and you know what I'm saying? Honestly, your belief in God does not make him any real or not real, or her any not real, or they. God is a concept that supersedes gender. It supersedes our freaking brain chemistry. Like, it's above all that. But if you are on that path of your spiritual journey, then yes, you don't believe in the all-knowing, all-seeing, the Most High, unfortunately, and you only view yourself as God and your choices, and that is fine too, because I feel like everybody gets to that point too in their spirituality where they're like, oh, there's no God, it's just me, and you know what I'm saying, the Most High, and okay, that's what if that's the journey you're on right now, and that is the phase you're in your spiritual journey, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. It does not matter, as long as we are all following our God consciousness and we're doing the right things. We can all come collectively and whatever beliefs we have and continue to create heaven on earth and continue to fulfill the mission. So no, I'm not judging you for not having your belief in God and the Most High. But we believe in the Most High over here, you know what I'm saying? And God bless you regardless. And I'm sending love, so I hope you have a nice day. Anyway, let's read the next download. Oh yeah, it's crazy because the next download is courage is the only way. So you have to have the courage to have empathy for the ones who are not unplugged in the matrix. You have to have the courage to be the chosen one or be the generational curse breaker in your family. You have to have courage to lead by example or lead by your own right of faith instead of being a follower. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of courage to walk on a specific path. You know, it takes a lot of courage to be on a narrow path, to follow a certain set of, quote, not rules, but follow a certain set of, I'm trying to find the word, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when you unplug from the matrix, y'all watch the movie, it's a certain responsibility we have to have. Once you put on them glasses, you can't take them off. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you can't do no more. There's certain things, once you see the world in a certain way, and it's the true way, it is extremely hard for you to go back to certain old ways. You have to know that. You have to know that. The birds are talking right now. You have to know that it is extremely hard to, oh, thank you. They're not finished. My tattoos are not finished. Yeah, it is extremely hard for you to repeat old patterns when you're awake. To walk your own path, the road ahead must have no footpath. Jesus, yes, exactly. Like, bro, like when you're walking the narrow path, when you're on your God conscious walk, it's almost like, yes, there's a yellow brick road in a sense, but baby, it's not really there. You can't even look. You can't even look down when you walk. You can like look straight ahead. You know what I'm saying? You have to look around here and there. But faith is one of the biggest things. You're just inner knowing, that claircognizance is very important. So yeah, let's move on to the next download, because y'all know how I can get. Y'all know how I can get deep in this. We can get deep in this joint. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Ooh, all right. So the last download I'm gonna take from this day, because these downloads are from July 16th, 2025 at around 5:13 a.m. So the last download that Spirit wants me to read from this page is, the world ain't shit without Earth. Let me read it again. The world ain't shit without Earth. What does Spirit mean by that? The world ain't shit without Earth. You know, if you read the Bible, or if you know certain spiritual concepts, they're always talking about don't be of the world. We're in it, but not of the world. World this, world that. The world is a concept. The world is basically like Saturnian energy. The world is the things that we witness and see and what comes with this world that are more, I guess you can say, surface level or lower vibrational, or the 3D. But you have to know that the world still ain't shit without Earth. Meaning a lot of people forget, almost completely forget to that, hey, yes, we're awakened. Yes, we're gods. Yes, we are on this God path. And yes, you know what I'm saying, we're tapping into the angel consciousness. We're tapping into, oh my God, the birds are flying. We're tapping into angel consciousness. We're tapping into alien life form consciousness, whether that be the Syrians, you know, Pleiadians. We're tapping into even lower realms. We're tapping into all these realms, and sometimes even spiritual people can't forget that we're here on Earth right now. So along with, you know, helping ourselves and others, you know, in our clan, our group, our tribe, or whatever, we must continue to take care of the earth. The earth, our world, whatever world we're living in, ain't shit without the earth. Meaning, if you catch somebody littering, you better say something. You better not be littering as a conscious being, because what the hell are you doing? You know, if you have the opportunity to plant stuff, plant shit, you know what I'm saying? If you have the opportunity to have a green thumb in some way, shape, or form, do that. If you have the opportunity to do things like reuse, reduce, and recycle. Do that, because we sometimes, as a collective, as a whole human race, we forget. Like, I'm not saying we completely forget, because obviously global warming, all this stuff is taking place, you know what I'm saying? AI is rising, and the factories are literally killing our air, so we're not forgetting that. But that is a direct result of constant evolution and constant yes, we're NPCs walking from 5G tower to 5G tower. Exactly, bruh. We're not realizing that, yes, the collective consciousness is so evolved and so, like, you know, ready for the evolution of the age of Aquarius, but we're forgetting that the technology that we're still putting on Earth, a lot of it is hurting the Earth we're living on. There are literally 5G towers, and we're connected to our 5G phones, and you can't even sleep near your phone without getting some type of cancer or something that affects your body, so you can't sleep near your phone. Or the AI is developing at such a rapid rate that there are states like Tennessee that have the AI factories in there, that they literally have tweeted, they literally have stated that the air smells like nail polish remover. So it's like, yes, with the evolved consciousness comes invention with the age of Aquarius, but it also comes with the responsibility of some of our inventions, or some of the, you know, evolving processes are killing the Earth. So let's be cognizant of our not only our digital footprint, but our carbon footprint, our footprint on Earth, and what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So we have to always give back to the Earth. It's magnetism that affects your body and consciousness. Yes, for sure. I'm really loving the audience participation this evening. I really appreciate you guys. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip of water, take a little breather, and see what page Spirit wants me to read some downloads from next. I'm gonna say something that probably will be in tomorrow's episode, but Spirit gave me a list of downloads that I think is for tomorrow. I'm gonna just point that, because this whole episode tomorrow is gonna be OC2. The first download of the downloads for tomorrow is literally crop circles. I'm gonna end it right there, because we're gonna just go past, because what the fuck? I don't even remember getting that download. But anyway, let's move past there. If you want to get into those downloads, I will be, obviously, this is shadow week, so I'll be having an episode every day this week. So tomorrow is day 1, today is day 0, so tomorrow we'll be continuing episode 21 live. I'm trying to find all my downloads. Ooh. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. I also appreciated greetings from Austria. Oh my gosh, Austria. Okay, so we have Austria, and then Akita is from the UK. So we definitely have, and I'm from obviously America. So we obviously have a good blend of different mixes of people from different countries. If you're not shy, you can. So extra. I know I'm extra. I know. If you're not shy, comment below where you're from or where you live. Not exactly where you live, but you know, the region, you know. Whoo. All right. This is a whole list of downloads, front and back. And these are so potent. Let me tell you why these downloads are so potent. I got these downloads right after I did, or right during a fast I did. I did a raw fast. If anyone knows, I'm plant-based and like 75% alkaline, but I did a raw fast that day. And this was probably like February, March, a month before I got back on social media. And obviously it was the month that I really was very much, not fully, but a lot coming out of a very bad depressive episode, a suicidal kind of theme in my life. So I came out the dark for real. These downloads was coming straight from the shadow realms, okay? All right. I just don't know where to start, because we have some for February 27th. We have some from March 5th. We have some from February 18th. We have some from March 23rd. I'm going to let y'all pick. So option A is February 27th. Option B is March 5th. Option C is February 18th. Option D is March 23rd. Don't ask why the dates are jumbled, but somebody pick a letter. I'm gonna let the audience pick a letter, just so it's kind of controlled by the audience. Akita, please pick one if they don't decide to comment something. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna drink some water. God bless everyone who is still in here with me today. I really do hope that you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and a wonderful fucking life. M? M? Both of y'all picked M, which is fucking crazy. Because what? M? There is no M. The rebellious spirit is with us today, isn't it? The rebellious, the trickster spirit's kind of lingering. Or maybe even the fairies are probably here with us right now. Because why did y'all pick M? A, B, C, D. I think I got to D. There were no M. L? L? Who said L? There is... You guys are so annoying. F? A, B, C. A, B, C, D. There is no F, Akira. You're from which country? I'm from America, the USA. I'm just going to take that as I'm going to pick 4S because y'all are playing around. The collective is just being so unserious during our shadow period right now. We're doing shadow work and y'all are picking letters that don't exist. The limit does not exist, face ass. The limit does not exist. The limit does not exist. Anyway, because you guys could not pick a freaking letter. Because you guys could not pick a letter. We're going to go with February 27th, the download from that day. You guys are hilarious. I'm sorry. I got a little tickled. All right, so the first download says suit up. What the hell could that mean? What could spirit be meaning suit up? Why did spirit give me that download? It has everything to do with the spiritual warfare that's going on right now. If you're not hip or if you're not aware of the invisible, I say invisible because we can't see with the naked eye, the human eye, the unevolved eye of the spiritual warfare, unless you go and do astral travel or you're a day walker, you sleepwalk or something of that nature. If you're tapped into the 5D when you know on the conscious realms, besides the 3D earth, there's spiritual warfare going on above us. You know what I'm saying? Every time we feel something in the 3D that's quote unquote negative or like a roadblock or something, it's extremely different in the higher realms. So let's, for example, spirit is literally probing me with the 7 deadly sins right now. Jesus. If you've experienced all 7 of the 7 deadly sins, oh yeah, sun gazing does. I remember I was doing, there's one summer I was doing a lot of sun gazing. Yes, sun gazing does help a lot with that, but be careful. Do not look directly, yes, look directly in this. Do a lot more research on sun gazing before you just start doing it. Be responsible with your physical body, okay? So just do more research. Anyway, Spirit saying suit up for the war on the consciousness. I saved the pigeon out of the river. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. God bless you. You say, have you ever noticed when you go into a room and everyone turns their face to look at you, and most of all children and animals? I just want to tell you, you might be, you might be a little tapped in, or you're not even a little, you might be one of God's, or you might be a chosen one. I hate saying chosen one because it sounds so but you're tapped in for real. Your frequency is at a certain level. Your frequency is tapped into a certain consciousness, or you came down here with a specific purpose, and your light body vibrates at a certain rate where children, babies, animals, and people gravitate towards you or react to your energy in a certain way. It's different for everybody, but I keep that in mind. Anyway, but Spirit is saying suit up for the spiritual warfare. How can we suit up for the spiritual warfare? We can wear the armor of God. We can hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, do no evil. We can, what else is how we suit up for spiritual warfare? We wear our protective sigils, whether that be if you wear a cross, if you wear a sigil, if you wear a homemade sigil that you made, you know what I'm saying, a homemade symbol, or you pray. If you don't pray, you do affirmations. Whatever you do to suit up and to, say protected and lifted and gifted. We can tap in with our ancestors. We can tap into with the angels. We can tap in with the higher consciousness, and altogether the 5D. There's so many things we can do to suit up for the spiritual warfare, but I need to know, and Spirit needs, or I need for you to know, Spirit needs for everyone to know and be reminded every day that spiritual warfare is real and it's happening right now. Confirmation with the freaking siren. Spiritual warfare is happening right now. It does not care if you don't see it. It does not care if you don't notice it. It does not care if you don't believe it's real. The 7 deadly sins are real. And they're all kind of tied in and tapped in or tied in with our actual 7 chakras too. So as we elevate we're doing shadow work right now, love. But as we are elevating our chakra system, so the 7 deadly sins directly kind of mimic our, thank you. You're rare too. Everybody, I feel like everybody on here is rare. But I also feel like, and I feel like Claire cognizantly know that the 7 deadly sins are tied in with our 7 chakras. So lust, greed, whatever the 7 deadly sins are, they tie into each chakra. So we have the root chakra, we have the sacral chakra, we have the solar plexus, we have the heart chakra, we have the throat chakra, we have god damn it, the throat chakra. Damn, like I was on a roll. God damn. 3rd eye chakra and the crown chakra. And let me actually just look up the 7 deadly sins so I can kind of like plug them into the chakras and explain to you why they're so relevant to each chakra, because they're literally the unevolved version or the unevolved lower consciousness of each chakra. You know what I'm saying? So we have to master each chakra starting from the lowest one so we can rise above each 7 deadly sin. Hold on real quick. Let's see. The 7 deadly sins. Greed, envy, lust, sloth, wrath, pride. Greed, envy, lust, sloth. Greed, envy, lust, wrath. Damn it. Okay, hold on. I'm like getting tongue-tied. Okay. All right, I just found a literal picture. Let me just pull it up. I'm all up in the camera. We have, sorry, my brother's crashing out on the game right now. Don't mind him. So, we have overcome the 7 deadly sins: lust, gluttony, pride, sloth, wrath, greed, envy. 777 and 42 always talk to me and I see it everywhere and the automatic comes to me every time. Heavy on the 777. All right, so lust. That will be, let's just do an example. Lust, we're not going to do all the chakras, but we're going to start with the base chakra, the root chakra, because that is the first chakra we need to master here on earth, because that is the chakra that everybody has trouble with in the beginning, because the earth realm or the 3D operates on the lower chakras. Excuse me, I had to burp. We're going to start with lust. Unrestrained sexual craving. To combat it, be pure. But we're going to talk about that purity culture, because purity culture can also be a little bit dangerous and a little bit just toxic. But we're going to just read it. Guard your heart. It says guard your heart. Give yourself a project. Exercise when you're bored. That is some advice to kind of combat lust. But when we're operating in a lustful state, what does it mean to operate in a lustful state? Meaning, it's a primal thing. Instead of having the what's it called? The discipline the discipline to not crave or give into our lower desires as far as sexually, we give into lust. And lust can come in many forms. It can be like how we speak to people, or even just lust as far as the sexual intercourse, whatever that may be. To combat lust, you don't want to, your light body or your higher self, it does not really want sex all this time. It wants a form of, it wants to be creative. It wants passion. It wants the levels above lust. You know what I'm saying? So the root chakra, when we're really rooted and it is open, unblocked, and we're using our root chakra, we can actually use this sexual energy or the sensual energy and channel it into creative practices. A lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people don't use this practice because they're so tapped into like their bird mind or their mind of just like a caveman or whatever bullshit you want to call it, that they're not realizing that the energy they have, like, as far as sexually, if you have enough discipline to do semen retention or enough discipline to not partake in mindless sex or sex with people that you don't love, you know what I'm saying? Because sex, I genuinely believe sex is for people that you're in some type of divine union, or if you're not in a divine union, it needs to be a sacred practice. It can't be just giving it to everybody, you know what I'm saying? You might want to make it sacred, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to use your lower energies, your sexual energy for real on a more conscious tip and actually evolve, channel that sexual energy into something creative and passion. They're like, cause sexual energy has this power. It has this kundalini energy. It has this, it's hard to explain right now. A conversation of energy through simple productivity, which, like you said, can be used to do something creative or already amplify something already created. Exactly. I'm gonna pin this while we're talking about this topic. Pin. Yes, so you don't obviously, sometimes when we're feeling lust or we're feeling like we want to fuck some, that don't necessarily mean we want to fuck some. It probably on a higher level, maybe on our lower level, but on a higher level, we want to create something. We want to put that energy into like making a song or writing or doing something, any creative practice you do. Channel that into the creative practices. If you're in here, if you could put a thumbs up on the like button. I don't know why you normally don't say that, but Spirit is saying put a like button on like the live so we can get more people in here, so for the conversations. Just because I don't know, maybe somebody needs to hear this. But using that energy to channel into your creative practices, because it's going to be more potent, it's going to be more passionate, and the energy that I've put into certain creative endeavors with that energy, I've created some stuff that I never would have thought I would have created before. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, just by being sexually disciplined, it changes your life. So I feel like that's like honestly the first thing everybody should be learning, is how to be more sexually disciplined in their life and really know their reason for having sex, and really know when and where and why you're having it, and if you should be having it at this time. Look, I was really thugging it earlier. Now you got me adjusting imaginary glasses, stepping into geek mode. Period. Okay, so it's been 36 minutes. I'm gonna read one more. We're gonna read one more download, and then we're gonna let this upload for today, and then tomorrow we'll continue with episode 21. I have to remind myself to turn the camera sideways for tomorrow so we can have a sideway view. But the last download, I'm not gonna read it from this one. We're gonna read it from the back this time. I'm gonna read two downloads at the same time. I feel like they're gonna tie in for each other. So the first one that Spirit wants me to read is, sorry, my brother's crashing on the game, ignore him. The first download is Answer Your Call. Then the second download is It's Efficient, Not Pretty. So answering your call by God or your higher self, or answering the call, or, you know what I'm saying, unplugging and going on that narrow path. It is more important for it to be, you to be efficient. And it's not about what it looks on the outside. This work we're doing right now is not pretty. Looking deep within, tell me he don't want to play me. I digress. Ignore. Looking deep within, having freaking boundaries, having discernment, you know what I'm saying, being spiritually rooted in God and spirit, being spiritually rooted in the light consciousness, and staying on that path. It's not always pretty. You know how much stuff as a conscious individual we have to purge out on a regular basis? We have to purge out doubts. We have to purge out lustful spirits. We have to purge out limiting beliefs. We have to purge. And sometimes purging can actually not only come out spiritually, but it can reflect, and you can end up actually throwing up physically. That is a form of, I don't think Spirit wants me to say that, because that's a whole other video I want to do on my spiritual channel. See, when you get really tapped in, when you're doing these lives, or if you make conscious videos, or if you're working for God online, you'll just know intuitively what things you can and can't say at that time. That's how tapped in you can be. Like God and your spirit guides, angels, and your ancestors are going to tell you, okay, don't tap on that. Because I have a spiritually advanced channel. It's at Mama OG, MAAMAOG, and the title of it is Akasha Crypt, for the people who are more spiritually advanced over there. So I'm not saying we keep it surface level, but we definitely, you know what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is God appreciates progress, not perfection. So whatever you feel like you look like on this journey, you feel like you don't look the part, or it's not going how you feel like it's going on the physical, on the naked eye, in the spiritual realms, and the freaking things you're collecting along the way. That's what matters. Stop worrying about the surface level. Getting this real root work and getting the things you need to get out is necessary for the spiritual evolution and growth. Allah, 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 Allah is your Lord. God, Allah, freaking. There's so many names, but God doesn't have a name. Okay, sure. Whatever your God name is, say your God name is your name. Say your God is this. Say your God. I'm not here to change anyone's beliefs right now. I'm here to elevate the consciousness, and I'm here to do live shadow work with you guys so we can reflect. I know it's a joke. I know it's a joke. But like, to be mature and frank right now, you know what I'm saying? Right now I'm doing something serious. So you have to know when it's a freaking joke at time and when it's not. It's honestly why Spirit probably didn't want me to go too deep, because this channel is not really for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm spiritually gifted and spiritually aligned, and on a more serious note, they are following my other channel. But I think we got the gist of today. Episode 20, I feel like it's a success, and I don't want this to be too long. I really like my freaking episodes to be under 30 minutes, but today we went crazy. Okay, so I love you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I hope you guys have an informed day, and I hope you guys actually, Spirit's challenge for you guys. Yes, and do not do that. Spirit's challenge for you guys to do something different today. Spirit's challenge for you guys is, if you drive or you walk on a certain path, like say you like to take walks, right? And you usually go one way, go the other way. Make a different decision you haven't made and see where it gets you. Eat something different today. Live different today. Make a different decision so it can alter your reality. And then we can come back tomorrow and then you can tell me what you did differently and how it adjusted your perception and your current reality. So do something positive you've never done. Eat a better food, or, you know, say something more positive, or do something that has to do with discipline that you don't normally do. I love you guys. Happy Sunday. Happy life. You know what I'm saying? Period. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 21.